Okay, so we are entering right now the Kensington neighborhood of Philadelphia.
This is the Badlands, right?
Yeah, it's nicknamed the Badlands. We're seeing some homeless. This guy, clearly he's probably high too, huh? Look right there. We're already seeing it. Yeah, okay, so we turn right here. We're just a few hundred feet from ground zero, as they say. Okay. Wow. You can hear the train overhead.
Yeah, that could be a problem, honey. Told you it's an elevated train. It's noisy.
Wow, you're already, it really is as bad as they say, isn't it? I mean, we're just getting here.
It is too, the elevated train.
Yeah. Now, a little bit of the history of the area as we drive through. I'm not sure if we're going to get out and walk.
Oh my god.
I don't know if we want to do that.
Oh my goodness.
I'll first say my wife is a native-born Philadelphian.
I was never.
You born and raised here.
I was not here.
Not here, but
never Kenzo.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you were born and raised in Philadelphia, so you're aware of the Kensington neighborhood.
Yes, the neighborhood.
Arrive at Somerset Station.
But it was more of just like a trashy neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, they would say, "Don't be so Kenzo," if they thought you were acting like trashy.
Right. But so yeah, when you were growing up, this neighborhood, it was bad, but not this bad.
No, it wasn't like this. There wasn't some big drug epidemic at all. It was just trashy.
Well, a little bit of the history. Kensington area, the Kensington neighborhood was founded, I don't know if founded, but primarily or initially populated by Eastern immigrants. I think a lot of them were from Ireland. And it was solidly middle class. They mostly worked in textiles. You know, clothing factory, socks and t-shirts, that kind of thing. And when factories started closing and moving to places like China and Mexico, these people moved out. And these buildings were boarded up, the homes were boarded up, and that's when lower income people started moving in. Squatters and homeless started moving in because the buildings were empty. And it's just gotten progressively worse. And now this is one of the most depressed places, honestly, in the United States. Hey, you see people passed out high and shit.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely don't want to get out here.
Yeah. Anyway, more to the story. So these people started moving in, and city has not really done much about it. They used to have a huge homeless encampment here called El Complemento. It was along the ravine, or was in a deep ravine along the Conrail Railroad. Huge homeless encampment. And the residents wanted them to clear it out, so they did, but within that huge tent city, really, there was a sense of community, I guess. They kind of looked out for each other. And when they closed that huge camp, what happened is not what they wanted to happen. What happened was the people just spilled out onto the streets. And that's why you see them here. I'm also reading, or talking to locals and reading some of the message boards that people post about the area. The city of Philadelphia purposely doesn't do anything about this area, this neighborhood. They want it contained here. That's the reason. It's their attempt to contain all the drug use, the drug sales, and essentially sweep it under the rug. That way it doesn't end up in any other parts of the city.
Well, weren't you saying, do they not have the kind of money and resources it takes to actually take care of the problem?
Right.
So the best thing they can do, they feel, is to contain it. I don't think that's what they want. This is not what they want.
Right. Philadelphia doesn't really have the resources financially to straighten this out, so this is their way of saying, all right, it's going to happen. Let's keep it to this small area. And what you have is Kensington. And I gotta tell you, I mean, I've driven through Skid Row, I've driven through Tenderloin District in San Francisco. Those places are supposedly really notorious. Honestly, downtown Portland's the worst I've seen so far, but none of them compare to this. This is by far the worst neighborhoods I think I've ever seen in the United States.
Well, you know,
it's unreal.
When I was growing up, here's something. When I was growing up, like probably more in the 80s, I was younger, before I was a teenager. This was on Frankfurt Avenue especially, which we drove in to get here, and somewhat along here in Kensington Avenue. It was kind of a fun place to shop.
Was it?
Yeah, me and my sisters, we'd come down here, and there's certain areas. Oh, look at her. Certain areas along here that were it was like different type shopping. If you didn't want the same local mall all the time,
yeah,
you can get a lot of good deals in areas like this, but God, you couldn't do that nowadays.
Yeah, I would not come shopping down here. I don't see it.
Well, honey, that was obviously before all this crap happened.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about, they shut down that homeless encampment, whatever it was called. I think you said that happened in 2017, so that was really recently. So
I mean, what is this woman doing
I'm talking about
in the middle of the street? You see that?
Yeah, I don't know what she's doing, but
God, it's pretty sad. I mean, you know, it's pretty obvious. That's exactly what's happening. Is you know, the city's just basically letting it happen, ignoring it. I read an article by a guy who...
Talking about a lot of trash.
Yeah. I read an article that a guy wrote who said it's racist even. It's to keep these people out of the white neighborhoods. But, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm seeing about as many white people down here as black and Hispanic, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Every bit as much. I know, it's just, this doesn't, it's shocking to me that this is a place in the United States. It really is.
Yeah. Wow.
Look at this.
Yeah, this is
it's a really bad spot here.
Same area where we passed by earlier, and I was like, wow, look at that. It's crazy.
Swing around here.
We turned up right around here because I remember that stupid nightclub. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a terrible way to put it, but you're definitely risking your life by doing that.
Yeah.
I think did we go on Allegheny Avenue?
That might have been Allegheny. Well, no, I remember seeing that XXX video sign.
Yeah, so I think it was right here.
Yeah, let's just stop here in the middle of the road. Why not? Yeah, so it's right up here. We'll head down a side street. Wow. I'm a little worried about us with these Texas plates. We're just on the edge of this Kensington district. Look at all this trash. I read that Philadelphia is the trashiest, when I say trashiest, I mean trash on the ground city in the United States. Now that guy doesn't look like he's doing too good. Is that? And what did you say that Nick, they used to call it here? People would call it Filthy-delphia. Yeah, when you lived here it was called Filthy-delphia, huh?
That's when people were commenting on the trash around there, so that's why they call it Filthy-delphia.
This is bad. Look at this. I mean, it's just...
I didn't grow up around anything like this, but you see it. Of course, I've seen it a lot.
See, we're not even technically in Kensington right now. We're in the outside, about a block or street outside of it.
Well, Kensington is right next to Frankfurt, so we could be in Frankfurt. Cheap prices too.
Okay. All right, we are on Orleans Street, heading towards Kensington. So we're a residential area.
God, look at all the
trash is just everywhere.
Gosh.
I've never seen so much trash strewn around. I thought Portland was bad. This is worse than Portland. Look, this is supposed to have street lights here, but they're they're covered up. I guess Hopefully nobody's
COVID.
coming.
It's COVID. They're bagged up for COVID. They're wearing their masks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you know COVID causes all the ills in the world?
Certainly has past couple years, hasn't it? Yeah. So, yeah. See, there's a group of white people that live here. I don't know how you call this racist. That article. I think it really was incorrect. Mm-hmm. There's just as many white folk down here as there are, you know, Black POCs. Yeah. That's that same guy again. Yeah, he's definitely altered.
Showing us his boxers. Huh? We love that when they show us their boxers.
Yeah.
Look, when we get up here.
We are one street, is it east of, or south maybe, of
or maybe
Kensington? Jasper Street.
Jasper
Street, yeah. Just taking a drive down. Checking out the neighborhood. Man. Yeah. Alright, that's Rose Street there. Kensington's the next street. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. Ambulance is heading up. Wondering if somebody OD'd.
Please definitely don't.
Got police here.
Definitely don't be obvious about this.
Yeah. Something happened here. Alright, I've rolled down the window so we can hear the street.
Plus it's pretty out.
Huh?
Plus it's really beautiful weather today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's almost 70 degrees here in Philadelphia. It's sunny. See, look at this. I mean, wow. Train is loud, isn't it?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Whoever thought an elevated train was a good idea? First of all, you can't see the sky.
Yeah.
It was always a bad idea. That's why it never caught on. Build your trains below street level, not above.
Yeah. That's a car wash right here, believe it or not. Yeah, we got some jackass parked in the road. Hey!
It's called double parking.
With kids in the car. Yeah, brother.
Tents. Hey, right? I bet you the homeless that have tents, that's like living in a mansion.
I think the sounds of the street are really interesting as well. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, this building clearly. I mean, that building was once beautiful. Not anymore.
No.
We got yeah, that guy's clearly stoned out of his gourd. Yeah, look at these people here. I mean, that person is clearly stoned.
He's stuck.
Look at him.
Stuck.
Huh?
He's stuck.
Yeah, I mean, he's just sitting there in the middle of the road.
Somebody needs to unstick
trying to go around him so I don't hit him. Oh, that's a big hole in the ground. Damn.
He was talking to you, honey.
Yeah.
What did he say? He said, come on, man, you what something? What did he say?
Yeah, I guess he didn't like they were filming. I guess is this what you call the row houses?
Yeah, these are the really horrible
that
type of homes.
Philadelphia is known for.
Yeah, a lot of northeastern cities are known for them.
Huh?
A lot of northeastern cities have row homes.
Yeah. All right, so we're back in the Kensington area. This is Clearfield Street, and we are driving directly towards Kensington Avenue.
Clearfield. I see nothing
Clearfield.
Clear, and I see no fields.
Yeah, there's no fields that are clear to see. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, back on that article I read this morning, and this guy was Hispanic, I believe, probably Puerto Rican, saying that this area is here because of racism. And I mean, we're seeing just as many white people, I think.
Yeah.
I really don't think that's the problem here. I think exactly what the other thing is that I read is that the city is just allowing it because it's their only way to kind of keep it under control, and it's their way to contain it and keep it in one spot.
Yeah. I don't think they forced it down here. I think this is where it was happening, so they were just trying to contain it here.
Yeah. I mean, look at these Mercedes here in this horrible part of town. Probably the dealers.
Yeah.
But I mean, and in the article, the guy's, you know, he has a family here right off this park, in fact. He said people tell him, you know, why are you trying to raise a family here? Why don't you just move? He didn't really give an answer. Just said something about more outreach and more, you know, counseling and shelters. But that's the thing, you know.
Yeah,
That guy gonna stop?
These people wouldn't be allowed in the shelters because they want to do their drugs.
Well, these people won't stay in the shelters because, again, the shelters require you to stay off drugs. The people just go back out. So, you know, it's just a never-ending thing. The trash, unreal. I've never seen so much trash strewn out, just strewn on the ground as you do here. Well, Clearfield doesn't go through, clearly. We have to turn around. Anyway, yeah, we're back on the road. The street just ended. You couldn't go through, and it was one way.
Somebody's got a smoker. Let's
wow.
go cook.
All right, well, that was an adventure. We were going down Clearfield, and it was blocked off. And it was a one-way street, so we were essentially trapped.
Yeah.
Holy cow, I should have seen the road that we had to drive through to get out. Anyway, we're back on Allegheny. And Kensington is, what, another block or two up the road. You think their food's good there?
Who knows? Might be.
Huh?
Who knows? It might be. Some of these places along here have some good food. Not healthy food.
I bet there's, yeah, not healthy, but I bet there's some pretty good food here.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were trying to say it isn't.
I bet it would surprise us. Look, Metro
kind of...
by T-Mobile. I mean, there's businesses here.
Yep.
Right outside the Metro T-Mobile, you got this person.
I think he's dancing.
Yeah, he's just standing there.
To his own music.
We're gonna head to, what's the guy's name?
Gary Heidnick.
Gary Heidnick, who killed quite a few women.
Well, he would kidnap them. Well, I'll tell you all about him when we get there.
Yeah, so we're gonna head there now. We're still on Kensington Avenue.
Yes.
But I think we're out of the neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, Kensington Avenue goes for a while. Same thing with Frankfurt Avenue. It's the same.
We are making our way to Gary Heidnick's former home. Now, he was a notorious serial killer.
In the 80s.
We're a couple miles out of the Kensington neighborhood, but this, honestly, this is not much better here. I had no idea Philadelphia had so much of a depressed area. I had read that while it's only ranks 40th in crime, it in cities with over 1 million people, Philadelphia ranks #1 in crime and in poverty.
Jesus.
You really see it.
Yeah.
And they got these interesting looking, are these palm trees? Decorating the streets on the corners. I'm not sure the reasoning behind that. I guess it's an attempt.
That's bizarre.
Sprucing up the
Why
neighborhood.
Why wouldn't you have them in the proper colors then? Why are they brown?
Yeah,
so
see,
they're dead palm trees.
well, that, I don't want to say copper, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is a really bad neighborhood. There's no question. You just love it when jackasses just stop in the road. Mm-hmm. Look at this.
I know, honey, I can't look right now.
You couldn't do that in Texas. People would get out and beat you up. Just do it here. Look at that. Look at these cars just stopped. Hey, let's just stop here.
It's called
right
double
here
parking.
I don't care what they call it. It's still asshole.
Have you not ever heard that term before, though?
It's still assholey.
I'm asking you. Had you not ever
Yes,
heard
I've heard it.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if that was just something we set up here.
See, there's these decorations. crazy, you know? I'm at an intersection here. I mean, the trash, just trash everywhere. People do not take pride in where they live here. I mean, that's another way to explain it. I mean, you can be poor, but just take a little pride and clean your surroundings.
Yeah, I know.
I grew up poor, but it was always clean. I mean, it's just awful here. We are in Philadelphia on Marshall Street.
Yeah, we're in North Philadelphia.
North Philadelphia, North Philly. Which had one of the most prolific and heinous serial killers in history, lived on the street.
It's 3526.
Yeah, no, it's just where this concrete fence-like thing is. This was his house.
Yeah, well, because the house itself was notorious. So Gary Heidnik, what he did is he kidnapped altogether 6 women. Oh, he kidnapped 6 women, and he had dug a pit in his basement, and he filled it partway with water, and he literally kept these women in this pit. He put something on top so they couldn't get out. Put these women in this pit filled halfway with water. He would torture them. He would electrocute them with like stripped cords. That's why he put the water in the pit. He would electrocute these women. He also would do things like stab them in their ears. Mostly it was just about the everyday rapes and just treating these women horribly like animals. They had like a bucket as a toilet, you know. It was awful. He didn't know what to do with bodies, so he cut them up. He would cut them up and try to dispose of them. He cooked part of one of the women on the Sandra Lindsay. He cooked her on a stove.
Cooked her on a stove. Okay.
And supposedly he used parts of her body parts of hers. He would mix up with dog food and feed it to some of the other women. It was really disgusting. So finally they catch up with him. He did something really stupid and got caught in April of '87, and he finally was convicted of 6 counts of kidnapping, 5 counts of rape, 4 aggravated assaults, 2 deviant sexual intercourse. Finally, they sentenced him to death, and he was the last person to be put to death in the state of Pennsylvania on July 6, 1999. They couldn't have killed a better person.
Yeah.
Because it was disgusting what he did to these poor women.
So he had $500,000 in his bank account when this all happened too, right?
Yeah, and that was the thing. He was trying to claim that he was insane at the time of his crimes, and that was one of the things that was brought up. Yeah, because he was in and out of these insane asylums. But you know, that having over $500,000 in a Merrill Lynch account, you know, they're saying he was a very astute and savvy investor, and he amassed all of that. And you know, he did show times that he had a really high IQ. He can't say that he was insane at the time, because he was doing all this trading and amassing this small fortune while he was doing the same thing to these women. And the man he invested with, he testified at the trial, and he was saying like he always had full use of all of his faculties during those times.
So he had all that money, but he lived in this neighborhood.
Yes.
I hear Can you hear that? I hear chickens in the background.
Yeah, that's weird.
There's somebody with chickens down here. All right, well, that's all we have today. We're going to head back to the hotel, start getting ready for our next destination.